Check 1 2 1 2 check.
Check.
We're finally in the studio
I'm gonna get close to it.
with Mother Rose. We live now.
We're live.
Mother Rose.
All right,
So-
we're live.
Yup.
Live podcast.
Here are the boys.
Yo.
Hey.
What's up, guys? What's up?
How's it going?
Yeah, a little bit of a setup today, just because it's more of us.
Yeah.
But I'm glad that we got it all worked out, and it's never too late. So
It's awesome.
yeah, I'll have you guys introduce yourselves first and foremost, so everybody knows who we're talking to, and
Alrighty.
so that
Cool.
Well, I'm Edgar, bass player, sometimes guitarist for Mother Rose.
I'm
Sup, guys?
Finish.
What's up, guys? There, I'm done.
All right. I'm Ruli. I'm the singer for Mother Rose. What's up, guys?
And my name is David, and I play guitar and sometimes lead as well for Mother Rose.
right on. Yeah, you guys. Hey, thank you guys for coming in. Thank you for reaching out, David. It's I'm really open to bringing in different people, especially if you kind of are from the same area that I grew up in. It's like I'm always into supporting all the local artists in the area.
Awesome.
Yeah, no,
So-
thank you for having us.
Thank you, man.
Seriously.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
Yeah, it's a pleasure being here, man.
Cheers, boys. Where's your beers at?
They're drinking water, but
Hey,
we'll
we
cheers
drink- we
together.
drink
Waters,
We're just-
waters,
cheers,
beers.
cheers to water.
Oh, yeah.
Cheers, man.
There we go.
Fake,
There we go.
fake
Salud,
cheers.
salud,
Fake
salud.
cheers.
There you go.
Cheers to you guys also, or whoever's listening, whoever's watching us. So cheers to you guys.
Yeah, cheers, everybody.
I'm drinking my water. Hide the logo.
Hydrate, boy. Hydrate.
No.
Yeah, so much that I want to kind of touch base with you guys. I know, we don't know each other, too well, on that kind of level. It's not like we've been best friends for years or whatever, but I'm always happy to meet new people, and I'm always happy to... I did, of course, check all your music out, and I thought a lot of it was really rad.
Awesome.
I know you guys some of you guys are from Southgate, or tell me a little bit more about, where each of you guys are from individually, and, or
Yeah.
all together, if you
For
could.
sure.
Yeah.
One quickly would be just something quick would be that we're all technically from HP High, Huntington Park High School. We all went to that school and graduated together, but we do live in different parts. David and I still live in HP.
HP.
Ruli lives out
I
in
live
Southgate,
yeah.
and so does our guitarist and drummer. But it's just we met through school, through the Huntington Park.
By the way,
and speaking of the other members.
our other
Yeah.
guitarist, his name is also Christopher Rivas, playing also rhythm
Christian.
and lead.
Christian Rivas.
Christian Rivas, my bad. I'm
He's
sorry.
my cousin.
He's really
Yeah, there's a lot of Rivas in that.
And, yeah, so they're all related to
They're all
Rudy
related.
Rivas. So
Yeah.
and then we have Tony Rivas also playing drums.
And my brother.
And that's his
Brother.
brother.
Yeah.
Cool.
So just to let you guys know, also not to exclude them. And
Right.
Yeah.
Right on.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
so all the Rivases live in Southgate.
Yeah, we were stuck in Huntington Park. Oh no, wait, David lives in Wanna Park.
Wanna-
Shut the fuck up.
Wanna Park and
It's
Huntington
considered-
Park.
I mean,
It's considered
It's
Wanna
still
Park.
H. We're still H. I'm still HP.
HP and Southgate are right around the corner.
Right.
It's
We're
not
still
really
HP.
big. Actually,
Yeah.
they even touch in some
Yeah,
places,
it's
right?
really-
Yeah,
Yeah, they like to touch.
Yeah, we're neighbors.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, hey, I like HP. I never growing up in Linwood and closer to Compton. You don't really make it up there too often. Other than when I ride my bike through the area.
Right.
When I was growing up in high school, I was always just going on far ass rides. It's HP was one of those places I went through. But I did used to live there a long time ago. My
yeah.
family when they came from Mexico, that's one of the first places they went.
Yeah.
Of course, it's basically Mexico when you
It
go there.
is.
You know what
I
I
was
mean?
gonna say.
Por la Pacific, you know.
Yeah, but I know some of you guys are Guatemalan too, right?
Yeah.
Oh.
So I'm half Guatemalan along with my cousin. Well, no, me and my brother are half Guatemalan, and my cousin is full Guatemalan. Our other half is Canadian, but
Canadian.
yeah.
Oh, that's
I'm not
rad.
sure. Yeah.
In that household, they speak French, Spanish, and English.
Yeah, it's because my mom's from that
French
side.
Canadian too.
Yeah, it's from Quebec,
From
Canada.
Quebec, that's what
Yeah.
I was gonna say. Yeah.
So yeah, she spoke to us French as we grew up. My dad spoke to us in Spanish as we grew up, and we learned English. You know,
Through Sesame Street.
through Sesame Street and school and all
That's
that.
rad, dude. That's really cool. Like, I don't think I've ever met any Hispanic / French Canadian person
Yeah,
ever before.
awesome.
This was our first too.
Yeah.
Honestly, in LA he was our first.
First and only, baby.
Yeah.
That's why I love LA. So many different people, so many different cultures, so many, you know, it's like
Exactly.
so many, it's just a lot of
Yeah.
stuff going on out here, dude. And
So
like,
true.
you know, like recently I've been up in the Bay Area for a little while, and
Right.
living up there is like, it's way more it's not that it's more multicultural, it's that it's more ins and outs. Like, more people are going in and more people are going out, like, all the time.
Ah.
People are always moving, you know. There's always people visiting from far away and living there, working there. But at the same time, there's always people moving to far away, you know, going to different
Right.
places. But in LA, it almost seems like it's really not like that. Like, out here, it seems like it's more closed off, you know? Like,
Right. It's
yeah.
like people come here to stay.
yeah. It's either you come in, you get trapped. And
Yeah,
then,
exactly.
And then
You
when
can't
you get
leave.
out, you can't leave. Yeah.
Exactly.
That's
Because
the
I'm
craziness.
kind of in that process too, you know, like trying to find a home and all that stuff. But man, the prices here is tough. So I guess if you got here early, you're staying because, you know, it's good prices. And
You
all,
think?
but-
Yeah, the prices, dude, in the Bay Area.
Oh,
Bro,
yeah.
they're crazy.
Dude, it's
Yeah.
ridiculous.
I have a brother staying out there right now. He's like, it's too crazy.
Nah, that's
For
one
a
of the
fucking
reasons.
bedroom is insane. No.
Exactly, yeah. So I mean, it's still tolerable here. You can still figure it out, you know. Like,
That's
it's
true.
it's not it hasn't reached that point yet. I like to think of the Bay Area like 5 years away of what LA is gonna be.
Uh-huh.
So like maybe in
Yeah.
5 years, LA will be that. Like, eventually,
I got
maybe none of us will be able to live even
Right.
here, you know, unless we
Yeah.
like figure out a way to like get in before it's like too late, you know.
Right, yeah.
Like, our parents and our family, I mean, they had, like, it's weird to say that they had it easy, like, because they came from far and
That's
they did a
true.
lot of hard things, you know.
But they got here at
Yeah.
the right time.
Exactly, yeah. Like,
And that bubble, you know, and all that. Man, they got
yeah.
good.
So, but hey, I'm glad that, you know, people like us can get together and we can do
Yeah.
cool shit and, like, you know.
Yeah, I think
and,
we're a community, so it's all good.
yeah,
It's
man.
and it's cultural, so that's the best part.
That is, yeah. So, like, and I enjoy your music for the same reason, because it's not like one kind of music or whatever, you know. It's like, I feel like because probably your band makeup, you know, it's like your music sounds a little different than the usual, like, because I played drums too, and I played in a few bands, and like in my area, like ska bands, reggae bands, and like indie bands, and we threw a lot of shows back in my day. I threw like so many indie parties when indie was cool, you know. And,
Yeah.
like, there was like
Yeah.
a little phase of it where
Yeah.
like
Of course.
there was Strokes covers bands all
Yeah.
over the hood.
All the cool kids in high
Yeah,
school.
we know.
Yeah, and so like, and I even was at Southgate a few times, like here and there doing stuff over there. So,
Yeah.
but like, it's different. Like, at least your music is a little different from that. Like, I heard a band that I thought was very like similar to you guys. Like, not trying to compare or anything,
no,
but
no.
like,
That'd be awesome to
but
hear.
yeah, I
Yeah,
liked it. I think they were called something for something Love Mexico. I don't know. I heard them at the Sela Festival. You know?
Oh,
It's
Yeah,
our
yeah.
buddy.
Yeah,
You're
they're
talking
good
about
friends.
Mexico Heart City.
Mexico Heart City. Yeah. Those
Mexico
guys.
Heart
Yeah.
City.
No, Heartbreak.
Heartbreak. Mexico Heartbreak.
Yeah,
My
yeah,
bad. I'm
yeah.
sorry.
Said we fucked their whole name up. But it's all good.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
we
who,
have
you guys
a-
know those guys?
Yeah.
Yeah, a
I
good
know,
friend
I
of
know.
ours, Jimmy.
Jimmy.
He's their drummer, you know.
And
Oh,
also
cool,
I met
man.
Rudy, I think his name is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was a DJ right behind their booth or whatever,
Yeah, yeah.
and like I just watched them perform. It was pretty cool. Yeah.
Oh yeah. We actually just played with them on Saturday.
Yeah,
we had a
little-
little fundraiser
We had a
thing with them.
fundraiser for
All acoustic, all unplugged, you know.
That's cool.
Throwing
Yeah.
it back 90s MTV unplugged, early 2000s.
That's rad. Yeah. So does that like sound like I don't know if like it's fair to compare, but like is there like a sound like that I don't know about? Like in the hood, is there like
Oh, you think
some kind of
yeah,
movement, some
I
kind of
get you.
sound, like Hispanic,
Like a kind of new genre that's
exactly.
being-
Yeah.
I don't know if you could say yes or no.
I feel they're a genre because it's I think it's based around the Hispanic culture and stuff like that. I don't think we ever tried to do that.
I think
We tried one
We
song.
wrote music just based on what our own origin of like what influences us, basically. So
Yeah,
and I think it kind of we
tough.
blended together, and I think I don't know how what we can compare it to. It's just kind of different, in a sense.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. I mean, you can never predict like when you bring a bunch of heads together what's gonna
Yeah,
come
that's
out.
the
You know,
thing.
That's true.
you're never gonna
Exactly.
know like what it's gonna turn into. You know, you might
Exactly.
picture it, but then like your bandmates are picturing something else.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
and then when you try to bring it all into one thing, it becomes its own thing, right?
Exactly,
Yeah.
right.
So I understand that it's hard to describe like the
Hey.
overall sound.
Yeah,
Yeah.
whenever they ask me what's our genre,
That's right.
I just stick
I
to
just
like
say,
alternative.
it's alternative rock.
We're alternative rock because I mean, what
Yeah,
can
yeah.
we really
or
be
or,
categorized
alternate,
under?
or indie alternative, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's always funny because it's always inside the band, right, where the bandmates are like our style is indescribable, like I can't put a name on it, but then a person outside could be hearing, it sounds like this guy, or
Yeah,
it sounds
yeah.
like that. We're like, oh, okay.
Usually,
I see
yeah.
what you're saying.
That'd be
Yeah.
pretty cool.
So
Yeah.
so like we could be saying right now like, oh man, it's hard to put a label on it, but then a person outside could be like, screw you guys, this sounds like this, or it sounds like that.
it is kind of a cliche now that I think about it.
Right.
Like, there's a group of people that are like, "Oh, we're like our sound is undescribable,
exactly.
bro.
Right.
We're not
Yeah.
anything you've ever heard,
Right,
bro."
so
you know?
We
I
make
don't
our
want to be
own.
that guy too.
My
so-
thing is more, if you like it, cool. If you don't, awesome.
Yeah.
It
Yeah,
doesn't matter.
that route.
It's just-
We enjoy what we're doing, and it's we hope that you guys like the music, especially what we had before and what's
We're
gonna
just-
be, and what's gonna be coming next.
It's just
Yeah.
we're all influenced by different things,
What are your influences like each individually,
Like
Yeah,
me
let's start
myself,
with this
I
guy.
grew
and your style?
I grew up listening to a lot of like rock en español.
Okay.
Main favorite band would be Héroes del Silencio.
Oh yeah, they're
That's-
dope. Yeah.
Whoa, I don't know what you can say. Rudy, you gotta stop touching that mic, bro.
lean in.
And also a lot of Latin. I used to play in a party band, so I learned how to play like cumbias, merengues, and even ballads from like Chayanne and
That's dope.
like
yeah.
Talia's quinceañera song.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
could relate to that because not only am I a DJ, not only did I grow up like the reason why I stopped playing with bands is because I didn't get paid. So like
Yeah.
when I went to DJing, like
Right.
I played tracks and then like next thing you know I'm getting like money for like a quinceañera, So,
Yeah.
like, then you learn how to rock the whole Hispanic party thing, and then sometimes it could be dangerous, and then that made
Right,
me
right.
want to stop doing that,
Oh yeah, it gets hectic.
But,
But-
but at least there's like a money flow.
Yeah. So that kind of was one inspiration for me. But also when I was playing in bands, I did play some like tarola, timbal. I played like in a cumbia band. I played
Yeah.
like norteño.
Yeah,
band
me too.
you know?
I've played trombone for ska bands. I've played bass for ska bands, but I never thought I would be in a band like with these fellas, like this type of band.
If we have any Hispanic flavor in our music, I guess it's gonna
It's
be
that guy.
because of him. Yeah.
Is the only Texan in the band.
Yeah.
What about the French Canadian? What you got? Yeah.
Me, as far as influences and music, I remember the first time I wanted to pick up a guitar and learn our stuff is back in like the K-Rock days is when I started to listen to bands like Stained and Korn and Metallica and all that stuff.
What's your age
I love-
range in like in your band? Like,
29.
you guys are all
30,
29.
30. I just forgot because I just turned 30.
I was
So
about to
I
say,
keep
bro.
forgetting.
So
to
late
say-
20s. I'm gonna say late 20s.
Late
You don't have to
late
say
20s.
30.
early 30.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
was worth 30.
Yeah.
All right, my back's hurting sitting here. Yeah, we're 30.
No, that's cool.
We're good,
Yeah.
man. We're all 30.
Yeah, we're all about the same age. Yeah, that probably makes sense why like we got intertwined in some kind of way, just
Yeah.
because you
We're all
probably
in
know
the
the
same
people that we
circle.
know.
Yeah.
and
We're all in
stuff.
the same
Yeah,
circle.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
And
it.
So-
actually, most of us, that including yourself and like Ryan, who you know as well, like we're all within that same age range.
Sneaky.
Oh,
Yeah,
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 Sneaky.
yeah.
So
We've known him for years, actually.
High school.
Him and I actually played in a ska
we're actually,
band
we actually are
back
from the
in the
same
year.
class in high school. So we're from
Yeah.
the same
That's
class
crazy,
of
yeah.
07, yeah.
See, and like that's so funny because well, you guys know he was on the podcast recently
Yeah,
as
yeah,
well.
Yeah, we saw.
That's
And
why
then-
that's why I reached out. I'm like, hey, you know what? I know you're on the podcast, so I'm gonna go ahead and reach out. Is that cool? He's like, yeah, reach out.
Yeah, and then what was it like a few days ago? We did the Redwood Room, and it
Redwood
was
Room.
rocking again. It's always
Shout
pretty
out
tight
to
right
Sneaky,
there.
man. That party was dope.
Yeah, you guys should definitely like maybe catch a spot on there. Like
Oh,
let
at
them know.
Redwood?
Yeah, let them know. Maybe there's been bands there before.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't see why you guys can't rock a set. You know.
Yeah, exactly.
We're
So
game.
yeah.
We're
So
totally
like,
game.
if you're watching Sneaky, and I know you probably are, make sure you
Hopefully you are.
hear these
My
boys
boy.
out.
Yeah.
But that's so crazy. Yeah, I know he's also like HP and like this
Early
whole like
HP.
you guys are all
Yeah.
probably like
Yeah,
intertwined in
we
that way.
played together, as I was saying. His brother, the drummer, was the drummer of the ska band. Sneaky was playing trumpet, and I came along and I started playing trumpet with them too. It was called Esa Madre. The guy that does our videos, Napalm Monkey Production, he was actually the vocalist for that band
He
Yeah.
played guitar for a bit.
for a
actually.
bit, but then he went to vocals, and yeah, it was just a weird little circle.
And who's that dude that's producing for you?
Ernie.
Napalm,
Video, his name is Ernie.
Ernie.
Ernie?
Erster, or you know what? E.R. Suarez. That's his name.
Yeah,
Okay,
E.R.
E.R.
Suarez.
okay.
Suarez. Napalm Monkey Production.
Napalm.
Napalm Monkey.
That guy
him up,
makes all
man.
your music videos and all that.
Yes,
Yeah.
he's my production guy.
Tight. Yeah, I checked some of them out. I think he does pretty good work. I think
There you go, my boy. Shout out.
And those were
Sure.
those were
And those
early
were
years.
early,
Early
like,
years.
early
Those
stuff.
are early
Yeah.
years. Now he's
Yeah.
How do you guys feel now? Like compared, I know like every band and every project in general, even
Oh,
this project.
damn,
Like when you
it's-
first start, it seems different than where you are now. You know, like
Oh,
how
man.
how long have you been doing this
I think
for?
that's-
we're going on to 10 years as a band.
What's the
to say
evolution
more
like?
about that is I think it's to go from what is then, what we have out right now, to what we're gonna release in the future. Oh man, it's gonna be a big change, and I think everybody's gonna be like, fuck.
In the near future too.
Yeah.
Yeah, near future.
Like literally, we can't wait to show you guys what's coming and shit. So
Yeah. So
it's gonna be a complete
as
different.
far as the evolution of it,
It comes from
it could
a long time.
I could
So-
speak about like the writing style, I guess, and or about the stuff that I do for the band, I guess. Like the early stuff, it was a lot. Well, because at first, all right. Well, I'm not sure if you want history of it.
Yeah,
that's
the whole
good.
deal,
Yeah,
the whole
okay,
deal.
Okay, cool.
I mean, we got
So-
time.
Yeah,
so
the
at
whole deal.
at first it was me and my cousin Chris, who's our guitarist, who's not here today, but at first it started with me and him, and before we had like a band before that, 25 lines and stuff.
Oh, I remember them.
On that one I played a djembe, and we had a singer and he played guitar and blah blah blah, but that didn't work out, and then we just started. Like he told me to start to sing the words that I was already writing for the band, and so I started to learn how to sing because of that, and then we started to write songs together.
So at first you were like just doing like percussion and things like this. But
At
then,
first, yeah,
but then you wanted to start doing like
yeah.
writing and
well,
maybe
like
some
because
singing.
I did the percussion, but I wrote the lyrics for the band. And,
Oh, I
and,
see,
And
yeah.
our singer was the singer, a good singer.
So you're a good writer. You like writing?
I like writing.
Ooh,
I like writing.
great.
I don't know if I'm good, but I love it. You know,
Cool,
I love it.
cool.
So then I did that, and then I started to sing. I played guitar, like I started to play guitar, and I knew how to play guitar, and I loved it. And then I started to sing, and singing was a tough one. And I can't even say like I'm a good singer now. You know, I'm primarily a guitarist, and then I started to learn how to sing. So then we needed a drummer, a bassist, and all that stuff, and we started hitting people up. And we hit Edgar up to be our drummer. Actually, it's because we had a bassist
Yeah,
or something. And then
And what do
that-
you play now?
I'm bass.
Oh,
you're bass,
I've always
yeah.
been a bass player, but
Yes.
I also play a little bit of drums, but
Yeah.
more for like ska bands and punk bands. You know, it's a lot easier than this.
Then-
This is more technical. I feel it's more technical to play
I
drums.
mean, I think you do great. So
Yeah. And then we lost our bassist. And so we asked him to be our bassist, and that worked out. And then we asked my brother to be a bassist, and we had
No, drummer. Your brother.
drummer, yeah, yeah. And
you're not even drinking.
How
And
many
so-
basses do you want?
Yeah,
I know this is a lot of bass going
And so
on.
in the beginning, we had a little 4-piece band. It's just me on the guitar, Chris on the leads, Edgar on the bass, and my brother on the drums. I said it right?
Yes.
Yeah. All right, cool.
I saw you guys had a like a little practice space, like a cool little orange spot that's like
Yeah.
with some cool foam
The-
and stuff.
yeah.
Was that
Oh,
where
the
you
red
guys practice?
spot.
Is that where you're? Because I know every band has like maybe like one place where mostly lives and happens. You know?
Yeah.
Like is that it for you guys? Like
Yeah,
that little spot?
it's my brother's
Tony's studio. Man.
studio.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's at our house in the back. He's got his studio there, and yeah, it's where we've been practicing for a while.
Forever.
Yeah.
We've
Well,
been
because
back there.
It transitioned for a bit.
it transitioned because we had like a little drummer problem.
No, we actually, you know what? Like, we actually had a different drummer before first of all, the history goes back with Tony being our original drummer from Mother Rose at the time. Then things happen, of course, situations, just going now forward.
Yeah, life.
We actually contact one of our boys. His name is Snoopy, and he was most of
Snoopy.
our drummer for actually like for 3 to 4 years, you
Yeah.
know, or
Yeah.
5 years actually. He was actually our legit drummer, and we basically did plenty of shows with him. Like, honestly, our first official shows that came up to be like more known and bringing us the name of Mother Rose and stuff. So Snoopy, like, shout out to you, my boy, because you basically were Mother Rose at the time and shit, you know.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
and then after
We
that,
played
like
a House of Blues show with him.
yeah.
A little mini tour to Texas. We did.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we did our tour with him.
Yeah.
And also, well, shout out BSA. I know they're not together anymore, but hey, you know what? To them too.
Best Supporting Actress.
Best Supporting Actress.
It's a band who came with us on that little tour.
Oh, sick.
Yeah.
But after that, like, we just try to go into creative process, and we needed more out of everybody. So it just came down to a lot of situations, and just going forward. Then Tony came back to the picture, coming back, and so now.
And so he
Snoopy
helped
left.
us to record our album that we've been recording these past 2
Two and
years.
a half
2.5 years.
2.5 years that
and
we've been in
so
the studio.
We've been doing that this whole time, and we haven't been playing a show because of the album. And it is done. It's recorded, it's mixed and mastered, and it's about to be released soon. I think that's the.
Is that what you're
whole
excited
story.
for?
Oh
Yes.
Where's the plug at for that? Like, where can people go to check out this when it drops?
Everywhere.
Eh,
Once
eh,
it's ready.
Everywhere. You can find it every iTunes, PlayStation
Yeah.
Store. If you have an Xbox, on the
So
Xbox.
we'll make an
store.
announcement later to see,
Yeah.
to tell everybody what that's
Yeah.
gonna be.
Okay. Yeah.
But I mean,
Yeah,
like,
because we still need a couple things to do for it.
but mainly it's just I think the progress that we have done recording, I think we just took ourselves to a different level too. Like, I think we just also like we grew.
Yeah.
Making this album
Oh,
was something that literally
was talking
changed.
about that.
Literally,
Yeah,
literally
that's
that
true.
changed us as artists. Like, from us being from the past, you know, going back to how was it in the past to now, you know, to your question, is like it's been a really good road for us. I think we learned a lot from each other, a lot from our music experiences, as well as like our writing process has changed.
We've evolved a
It's
lot
like
as musicians.
we have literally evolved a lot from how it was before to now.
So let me ask you this: like, now that you're gone, or you've gone through this like metamorphosis as a band, you said earlier that moving from that moment, from that change now, like that you were asking more of like each member, like, because you're trying to do more. So
Right.
when you do more, then everyone has to input more.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right. So now after that, like, and let's say all your album stuff goes great and you drop it and it's hot and everyone likes it. Like, how do you think you'll feel like playing shows again? Like when if you jump back into it and like,
Ecstatic.
you know.
Like, all we want to do is play shows right now.
That's all we've been
Yeah.
wanting to play, and we just literally took ourselves. Well, actually, it's more like me asking of the band. Me personally, like, you know what? Let's not play anything. Let's just work on this, perfect ourselves, and make a good album, and then just bring out some excitement, announce it correctly, promote ourselves correctly, bring out music just the right way, and then give a good show all the time now, because we're ready, you know, like now we're like excited, we want to keep playing and playing and playing, you know. So
Hell yeah, that's
yeah,
tight.
so like we're just ready to play. Like, I think we've been ready to play for a long time now.
Yeah.
It's just that we've been in this process where, like, you know what, we're excited for this, we're really happy. I think everybody else is gonna be happy too, especially people that have been hearing us for like a cool minute, supporting us from like day one too. I think they're just gonna be like, damn,
Yeah, if
it's
you
a big change.
if you put in the work and the stuff that you usually lag on because you want to play shows,
Yeah, that's
the
true.
playing shows is the easy part, you know.
Yeah,
There's all the background stuff that's so hard and
Exactly.
difficult. You gotta get it all on lock, and then once that's all good, then you can,
Exactly.
and the shows is like, no problem. That's like
Yeah.
that's a reward,
Right.
right?
Yes.
For all your hard work.
Yeah. To make that quality product, I guess, like
Yeah, exactly,
our
yeah.
songs, like to fine tune all that stuff, and I think we did now.
yeah,
A lot of our old stuff, I could say personally, I was never invested in the lyrics, I guess, in my side, or I didn't make the stories, or I didn't tell the stories I really wanted to. But this album is where everything comes together. Our writing styles, our like the lyrics, the story in the album, everything. And then
That's tight.
Yeah, it's gonna be dope. I can't wait for people to hear it. Yeah.
Hell yeah. What is it? Let me ask you guys this: like, what's your fan base like in terms of like the demographic? Like, what area? Like, where do you guys want to live in terms of as a band? Like, what shows you want to be playing? Like, do you want like local shows
That's interesting.
like in our area? Do you want to like maybe tour, go like to different places? Like, what is it you want to actually do as a band?
I think that at first, since we're coming back, I think our main focus is to be here in LA a lot, grow our fan base here in LA, and then every once in a while on a weekend we'll either go up to like San Fran or San Diego and do a couple shows, but major touring that would be probably after, I guess like a year or two.
Well, it depends.
Well, actually,
It depends
If
where
we could
everything
get our
goes,
songs
you know?
like on the radio and get like a huge freaking following,
Yeah, that
and
happens.
then and then we might need to tour.
So pretty much it could be
to get
it could
money.
be anything.
I don't know.
You know, it could be unexpected. I mean, but for now, like Edgar was saying, like
Yeah.
I think we're kind of want to focus in our hood, which
To
is like
build our fan
LA.
base.
Continue building that fan base here to kind of just grip the heart.
Yeah, because I mean,
You know?
like a lot of people from all over come to LA to try to build that fan base. I mean, we're here. Like
Might as well conquer it.
let's conquer this one first, and then we'll push forward. To the
Yeah,
other
that's
ones.
true. Yeah, there is a lot of outsiders coming in here and making the competition
Mhm.
more
Yeah.
difficult for
Oh,
people
yeah.
from around. You know.
The competition, man. It's like in LA, the music scene is like, if anything, it's oversaturated. You know, it's got too much of it, and it's hard to come out on top because there's so much. But it makes it so if you do come out on top, it's even more special because you were able to.
Yeah,
come out,
that's
you know?
absolutely
And-
true.
And that's the goal, I guess.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons why it's probably attracts so many people like to come to
Yeah.
this area, you know. And
Yeah.
it just started happening recently. Like I noticed like when I moved up to the Bay Area, I noticed that was happening over there. But like, you know, like you don't hardly ever hear about people moving up, you know. But
Right.
but being up there, I heard a lot of people saying like, "Oh, I'm moving to LA." Like, you know,
Mhm.
like, "Oh, we're all like there's a lot of people coming from up north down here." So that's like a new phenomenon. And there's a lot of dope shit happening over there too, like in terms
Yeah.
of bands. There's all kinds of dope bands, and like I owned a bike shop up there, so I threw some shows like
Oh,
like
that's
in the
cool.
store,
That's
like
dope.
with some of the bands that from the Bike Messengers from San Francisco, which are up there now. They're having like a super sick like all city race.
That's dope.
Yeah, and
Wow.
like everyone is going from all over the place to this spot to race. Like my brother went up there; he's racing up there right now, and there's like all these like people involved, but they're all like grungy types, you know, like the messengers are on their bike all day long. They're just delivering shit. They're just like smoking weed and drinking
Yeah.
and throwing shows and doing like living that mess life, they call it. Yeah, the
Mess
messenger
life.
life, the
Yeah.
mess life.
Cool.
Yeah. Yeah, there is a whole different thing over there. It's very like it's cool. It's like you know, it reminds me of what we were doing like in LA when we were growing up like in high school and then after high school, you know? Compare like but imagine like much older cats doing it, like 35, 40-year-old cats like still like wanting to
Right.
keep something going,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know?
Right,
Because
right.
like, nobody wants to like turn 40 and be like asleep, you know? Like
Right.
you know what I mean?
Exactly.
That doesn't sound so bad though.
I know,
I
right?
don't. I don't know. I want to keep going.
Yeah, see,
Yeah. Pushing.
we don't know, like, you know, the limitations that our parents had were for all the reasons that they had limitations. You know,
Mhm.
that's why when you see old Hispanics, they're like 30 years old. They already look like 55. You know what I mean?
All
They're
the
already all
stress
burnt
and
out. And
work.
yeah. But like you look at these crispy, fresh people from like everywhere else that like had like, you know, not too much stress in their lives, and they're
Right.
just like
All the
they're 45. They still look
opportunities.
25. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I worked at a bike shop in San Francisco. There was a guy. He was like 45 years old. He would outbike me any day. You know, he can climb hills faster than me. He can go places further than me. He can like do crazy tricks. I was like,
Yeah,
oh,
that's
dude,
crazy.
like I want to reach that level like, when
Yeah.
I'm 45.
At
You know?
that age,
Yeah, that would be nice. You know,
Yeah,
like
of course.
life is long. You know, like why is it that like the other half of our life has to be like, you know, so fucking dreadful.
Right, exactly.
Like we're like really like we're only supposed to enjoy like 10 years of this motherfucker, and then like
exactly.
the other 50 are supposed to be like hard work. Like, nah,
Yeah.
you know.
That's so true.
But that's why I enjoy like you know, music and culture, because I think that's what that's trying to do.
It takes you where you.
Yeah, where we can go,
imagine.
where we can imagine whatever we're imagining. That's where we want to go,
right.
you know. So like, I appreciate when people are putting in work, whether it's their own particular project or even like other projects, like community projects or whatever. You know, like the more people do that, the more projects arise, the more bands are doing things, the more that you don't feel alone. That's important. Because if you feel like, say you put out this EP and you're like, you know, you like it, it's fresh, it's a fresh album, and everybody likes it. I feel like you also need like support from the like you. I guess you can't even really call those competition because they're almost like a support base.
A support base, yeah,
exactly. Yeah. So like if you have the more bands that are in your type of genre, the more shows that you throw, the more people you connect with, you know, the more that you're more likely to not only influence their circles, but also they will influence your circles. You know, you're kind of like piggybacking off of each other. You know,
it's a network.
Yeah, it's a network. Yeah, like, you know, what's the point of throwing a show where everyone just wants to see Mother Rose? You know,
and then leave, and then the other bands are like, oh man.
Exactly. Yeah, you know. So like,
and that always sucks. And that does happen sometimes. Happens, you know,
a lot.
But it should change, is what you're saying, right? It should become a community of everybody helping each other.
Support.
Yeah. It's too bad there aren't so many venues like in the area. There were so many more back in the day. Kind of like, I know Southgate had like the Allen Theater's not closed, and there's
R.I.P.
Like, it's still there. It's just
it's not open.
No one's using it.
And like
not
that
even,
spot used to be
they're not even bike shops or skate shops or like, you know, record shops or.
The only skate shop still open is on Mainline in HP, and I think they have it in Bell too.
I think the only record shop will be Yuri's Records.
Yuri's Records.
At the side of Allen.
They're still there somehow.
They're solid. They have some shows there too, so they're still booked.
That's cool. Yeah. See, I
think at this point, where we have in this era now is, I think we're about that community where we're kind of creating our own spaces now. So wherever we can find the space, then we make it happen. So I think that's what it's leading to. And I think also there's been a lot of places we could throw shows at. It's just that now we have to go look for them. And that's the issue. So.
Yeah. That's true. Yeah, it's almost like the same for everything else. Like, people went from like buying cars to taking Ubers. You know, people went from buying a bicycle to riding one of those rental ones from like, you
Metro.
know, People went from like everything, Airbnb, everything you could just like temporarily use it now. You know, so that's not exactly good for like longevity, but it's advantageous for people that are just like you were saying. Like, instead of all the shows happening in one place all the time, now it just happens like wherever it happens. You know what I mean? Yeah. So that's kind of strange. I don't know. I can't.
I mean, I think back then it was also really fun where people were like, oh, you know what? At this location, there's gonna be a show at all times. Now you can't even say that. You know.
That's true.
Well, you gotta think about back. I think
I'm just saying, like,
what I'm saying about like the shows about back in the days for us. Think about the effort we put into them a lot more than today. It's like today we have a social media that allows us to just spread everything, which is great. I'm not, bringing it down or anything. But back then I felt we put a lot by making flyers, going out, printing them, cutting them, passing them out in school. And you're walking down the street, passing out a flyer like, hey, there's a show here. And a lot of people would show up,
It was more personal.
It was more personal. People would be like, well, there's this show, man. I got the flyer. Yeah, let's go.
Right, but what I'm trying to say, there was a spot though. Like there was
I feel like there's always a spot
in
like
the community. It's always like the backyard shows.
Yeah, the backyard shows, and I mean,
that's definitely true, dude. Because look at Instagram or look at social media, the way it's changing everything. Like, people are more involved now in like how they like communicate. Right, there's way more communication. But somehow there's less connection. Like, how is it that you can? How can I send like an invite to like 5,000 people, and then out of those 5,000 people, like 5 dudes come?
Yeah, because like realistically, because of social media, there's a plethora of shows out there, and they're all being pushed out, and you're like, oh, this one's cool. This one looks cool too. I'm not gonna go to this one. I'm not gonna do that. But there's also a lot of them being pushed out that they're skipping you. You're not seeing them. You're like. until it's all late.
I think there's always been options to be at different shows. It's like, but I'm still gonna go with like I think there was just that spot you just went to. You know, like hey, you know what? There's gonna be a dope ass show there at all times.
Yeah, the Allen. That was for us. The Allen,
get me?
or the American Legions were spots that.
Or
we
even a
would hit up.
backyard show. Like, oh yeah, we're gonna be at these homies' house.
Oh,
That
yeah.
fool always throws a dope ass show.
Yeah, but I think to come back to the connection part of it.
Yeah.
I feel like I'd be more willing to go to the show that a dude personally texted me about or called me about,
and that's where it kind of falls out.
Then
Where
a show where I just got it out of nowhere on my Facebook feed. Oh, you got invited to, you know.
You and 2,300 others were invited to this event.
You know, I don't know.
No, it's true. And if you don't, like, this is something that's really crazy to me. Like, we were just talking about this the other day with somebody. But, like, every time I think about word of mouth, like, you can tell someone, like, all right, this is one example. You can go eat at a restaurant, right? And the food will be whack. And you can be the guy to be like, oh, this food was garbage. And leave a 1-star review on Yelp. Or you can say nothing and leave. And then, like, when your friend asks you about that spot, like, hey, yo, have you tried that spot? Is it whack? And you're like, oh, yeah, bro. Don't go there. That shit's fucking trash.
And that guy will never go there.
That will never go there.
Yeah,
You'll never go. But your review, it might not even, like, matter. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like, it matters to those kind of people that leave reviews, you know? Those are the people those are the only people that go look for reviews to see if a spot is whack, you know? Like,
so
I don't
true.
check for, like, oh, how many stars does this place have? Like, that doesn't happen to me, you know? But if my boy tells me, hey, yo, don't go there, it's trash, I'm probably not going to go, you know?
That's so true.
Yeah,
That's a good
that's the word of mouth.
analogy,
Word of
right?
mouth, you know? Like, it could happen, at that, but it could also happen at a show. Like, if you know, if you send out a personal flyers, way more than, like, you know, just invites, you know?
And I think that's been phasing out. I think we need to come back to it because like people are just like, oh, just look on IG or just look on Facebook. The event's there. Not like I think we should lead more to like, hey, you know what? Come through, word to mouth.
Absolutely, dude. I have some friends in SF that live by that, and they, like, when they throw a party, they go out to the print shop and they make like freaking thousands of flyers and they put them in people's cars and they pay homeless people to go and put them places.
That's awesome.
They build up a street team, you know.
Think about what happened to us a couple years back. We played at the Anarchy Library.
I played there before as well.
And a couple friends helped us out where they actually printed out posters and put them all over the city.
Oh, that's
and
right.
Flyers and it was on a Sunday night. It was like
and
reggae night, and everybody was like,
playing.
"No one's gonna go," is it? And it was packed. Even the guys at the bar were like, "Dude, we're never this packed for like a night like this
on a Sunday night."
But it's because that event was pushed by flyers. Everybody talking about it. It wasn't. I don't think we really pushed it on social media that much. It was,
and you know, this is funny because this brings me back to. You said, like, there was a spot. Everyone went to a spot, right? Like, we all had a spot to go to, right? But that's the problem. We love burning things out. Back in the day. We love burning things out. Like, there would be a spot, and then out of nowhere, we'd be like, "No, that spot is burnt, bro. We're not going." That's what happened with the Anarchy Library.
That's right.
Anarchy Library was cool, and now it's just like, you know,
it's been a while since I've been there.
Yeah. It looks like it's popping because I follow them on Instagram. But
it's probably someone else's new spot.
Yeah.
You know,
that's true.
It's always a cycle.
It's exactly. See, that's even crazier because what is someone's spot? Because that might be our spot now, but maybe there's another spot for us. You know.
Yeah.
It's also matters on who chooses the spot
and the timing of everything.
And the timing and all these things.
But I think with time, our spots evolve with us. They grow. You get me? Like, this was a kid spot. We used to hang there. Now we're playing better shows. Now this is our spots now, which is a bigger venue. And then before you know it,
a spot we had in high school, right?
Yeah.
A spot we had after high school.
And hopefully later the Forum is gonna be our spot. You know.
That's the right kind of thinking.
Yeah, I know. I mean, cross our fingers.
5 nights straight. I'm down.
Yeah.
Also the Staples Center. Why not?
And don't be afraid to put yourself where you want to be. You know, like you have to reach for it.
Reach for it.
Yeah,
Dream big.
I remember
vision.
I remember that was our saying when we were first starting off. Like, we're gonna play at the Staples Center, man. We're gonna play at the Staples Center. Oh, watch right there, and there's gonna say Mother Rose, the Staples Center. Or we used to say, like, Chris and I used to do that a lot.
Hey, y'all have another beer hiding down there?
We got two more with your name on it.
Just one for me, just one.
David makes a lot of noise, man. Watch, there goes again, watch.
It's all good. Thank you, good sir.
Sir.
Yeah, man. So,
Awesome.
besides your music, besides like, you know, your band, like, what about your like individual personal lives? Like,
Oh,
is
cool.
there is it? You guys have anything else going on like besides that? Like any business ventures? Any like?
Oh, David,
Well,
this is all
Don't,
you.
don't ask me right
That's-
now. You guys, come on, man.
David,
No,
business
no,
wise,
no.
that's all David right
Let's
there,
go, let's go.
Mr.
Well, I think
David,
it's gonna
alright.
take up a lot of time, so we
Yeah.
should tell ours.
Well, as
Fucking
us individually, well, us three, we're best friends. We grew up a lot together. I actually have a song for us, which is Kryptonite, because that's how I met Ruly. And middle school, he was David's all like, dude, I need you to meet this guy. He plays guitar. He's all cool. I was like, all right.
She's my influencer.
And then
He's like,
Tight.
I met this
you guys hear
little
this story later.
I meet this little white French Canadian boy with curly hair and.
Hey, was he cool because he was white and French Canadian, or
Nah, he was just a nerd who
No,
really never spoke.
For me,
I never
I
spoke
felt
'cause-
I felt like I could relate because we were quiet and just same people just trying to chill. We're just really calm people. So when I met him, he was really quiet and he stuttered a lot. And I actually like, more like I was more intrigued about him because he was real. He was a real person to me. Is like, I think he's gonna be my friend.
Yeah.
It's funny how you
And-
just
and-
pick
and-
one person.
And after that, like
That's
it just
funny.
went to a really amazing friendship. And
Yeah,
it
and that's
came
how
down
I
to,
met
I didn't
him.
even know he played guitar until like way in the future, but he's been playing forever and shit. So like,
Yeah, he played that lick from Kryptonite.
Yeah,
And I was so impressed by that. Like,
because I think I was playing it around them or something.
because we would
And
go
I
over
guess
to, I would
him
go over
and
to his
Edgar were
house.
friends.
Well, I'll go over to his. Yeah, we were friends forever. But I would go over to his house and we'll play Nintendo or Mega Man
Yeah,
mainly.
or just watch
And he had a
Dragon Ball
guitar
Z.
there, and his actually cousin Chris was
Already
right
playing
there.
before that.
And it was already playing, so he was also playing with him, teaching him how to play guitar and stuff. So then I would hear some stuff, I'm like, holy shit, you're dope. I was like, oh shit, and I didn't even play guitar back then. Like I had no idea how to play shit, nothing.
So you weren't a musician?
No, I
by
was
any means?
not a
At that
musician.
point,
Yeah,
no.
I was not a musician at that point. This is a long.
But so, but you've been friends longer than like so. But you moved to the area like
No, I went. Okay, yeah. So we met each other in
middle school.
middle school, and it's because I didn't go to the same elementary as them because as a kid I would be moving back and forth from Guatemala and from Canada, and so I always had like a bunch of different elementary schools. Like every year I moved with my family, so.
And I'm not trying to be all personal because but
No, I love.
I'm
I love
just
personal
interested.
stuff.
I'm interested in like how,
Yeah.
where you guys
All
came
good,
from.
man.
Because
For
we all
sure.
have our little stories and
Exactly.
our little things that we
Yeah. It's all good,
like,
man.
even between some of my friends. We're gonna have like one of my good friends come on the podcast, and he's been my friend for like since middle school.
That's
you know,
awesome.
so like
You just chat it up.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, we're gonna
Yeah.
see how that goes and see
That's
like.
cool.
Cause, but I also don't mind having on different guests that I never met, like I
Right,
said,
right.
because like it's also chill to hear other people's stories, and it makes our story more valid, you know. Like when I hear like your story, like I compare it to mine, and I make sure that like it gives me a better worldview, you know. Like
Yeah.
not only like how are things happening, and like so if like 100 kids that I grew up with, they are all dealing with the same trials and tribulations, and I can make an assumption about the area, you know.
Oh,
So
yeah.
like if I talk to a lot of people from a different city and they tell me like different things, and I can make an assumption that maybe things are different there, right? So
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
kind of like one way for us to learn like
Yeah.
what's going
That's
on.
true.
And, like I don't know much about HP or Southgate, so and it's good for me to know like the roots of it, you know. And then you guys are probably a good representation of it since you've been there for
Probably.
for a long time.
My whole life.
But you-
Yeah, HP for these guys.
But
Yeah.
for Southgate, for you, yeah.
Yeah,
But you said
well,
you were
'cause
moving up and down until then
yeah,
you decided to
'cause
stay
I
there.
did live in HP. I did live in
yeah, you
Highland
actually
Park,
did.
and that's when I was going to high school. No, to
Middle school.
to middle school.
Before the big move.
Yeah, so yeah, I met them in middle school, and he introduced me to Edgar, and then I guess I played
You played that lick.
I played
just the intro.
that intro lick to Kryptonite. Remember, like or whatever, and then yeah,
and he
then
didn't say a single word to me that day.
yeah.
I was just
Okay.
like, "Wow,
Yeah.
you're cool." He's like,
Yeah, because I stuttered. Like one thing I didn't like to do is talk to anybody. So
You're an introvert.
Yeah, I mean, but I think by force, because I couldn't talk. You know,
Oh,
like
I see,
I couldn't physically like talk. I
It
couldn't.
might have to
finish
do.
sentences.
I was actually talking with my girlfriend about this because my girlfriend's from Thailand, and or like her family's from Thailand. She's
Cool,
Thai,
cool.
and I'm like, my family comes from Mexico,
Yeah,
and so I speak Spanish and I speak English, and my girlfriend speaks Thai.
yeah,
And she
yeah.
speaks English. So if you have a baby, what's he gonna speak? You know
Yeah,
what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
so there's ways to go
Thai,
about it.
Spanish
Yeah.
and English.
Yeah,
If
as
you
a whole.
overwhelm someone with too many languages at a young age, it causes like speech impediments in the early life. Like yeah.
Well, not really. Like if you want to go based on like the research and the science behind that, it's been debunked. And like I know it's a common idea that happens, but no, like a kid. It's because I'm going into communicative sciences and to be a speech therapist
tight.
and they taught me all that if you want to teach your kid 3 languages, it's like the perfect time as a kid. And if they do end up having a speech impediment, it's not because of that. It's another thing. It could be a genetics thing.
That's cool.
It could
now.
just be like a development.
Yeah. See, I'm not studying that by any means. I'm not an expert in that field.
No,
like
yeah,
you.
but we
You
have
know?
a-
Yeah, but
expert,
That's all him right there.
Like,
We're a future expert right here.
and but now you know, like it's no worries at all.
Yeah, because I mean, your brother and your sister don't stutter.
Because it's me and my brother and my sister, and we all grew up in the same household, right?
Yeah,
As my parents and talking their own languages, and we all learned the same stuff at the same time. And it's just me who ended up with the stutter, but it's because of some other factors.
Probably some other factors. Yeah.
Yeah, so don't worry about it. And if anything, it gives them way more advantages in life, to learn all these languages.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, I mean, just
Yeah.
it probably makes you smarter just to know more languages.
Yeah, it does give you a lot of of aspects to think about.
Yeah, I mean, there's plenty of
things.
words like when someone speaks to me, and they say something, like there are plenty of words in English that I would have never known what they meant unless I knew how to speak Spanish. Then I'm like,
Yeah.
oh wait a minute, like that word. The
Yeah.
root of that word is probably that, so that probably means the same thing,
To understand.
because it's
Yeah,
all
yeah.
comes from like Latin,
That's true.
and there's
Yeah,
all
yeah.
kind of like this. And you
Yeah.
speak Spanish and English, they're very similar. I don't think that's too
Yeah,
hard.
pretty much.
But Thai, man, have you
Like
guys heard
Thai?
Thai?
No.
That's just buck wild, dude.
Yeah.
There's all kinds of stuff going on
Yeah.
there. I don't know, like half of it I haven't even learned. Like I don't know, maybe like
Yeah,
a good amount of words.
I
That's
can't
it.
imagine.
You know?
Or it's like Japanese or stuff like that. Like, and they have specific words for whole ideas of things, and we don't even have, like a word for that or something. It's just that kind of added knowledge to someone.
Yeah,
if they do learn
Probably
a different language.
probably would make you. I'm surprised there's people out there that can speak more than 3.
Like 8 languages.
Yeah, some people
like
can speak
nothing.
8,
Yeah.
10.
Yeah.
That's crazy. We could speak
I know 2.
2.
Hey, but 2
3.
is more than one, and
English,
even that-
Spanish,
In Spanish.
and Hood.
Oh, hood.
Right.
We all know how to speak Hood.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that is a different language. It's because some people won't even understand it. If they
No,
hear it.
dude. There's been plenty of
and they
situations.
speak English.
I've said all kinds of things, and people are like, "What did you say?" I'm like,
Yeah.
"Oh,
What?
I meant
Exactly.
this." Oh, okay, yeah. Like there are some words that you can't.
Yeah.
And even being in the Bay Area, like there's some stuff that like I started saying that I didn't notice. And when I came back, my friends are like, "What? Like, who says that?" And I'm like,
Mhm.
"Oh shit! I guess I picked that up when I was over there." You know?
Right.
They say things like "hella,"
Oh yeah.
and like
yeah.
they say like everybody says that. Everyone says like all these weird little vernacular things like,
Yeah, yeah.
that you would have never noticed. So it kind of, living in different places is also good
That's true.
too. Yeah.
That's true. Exactly.
Speaking different languages, good.
Yeah.
Living in different places, checking out other spots,
Yeah.
good. You
Exactly.
know, like
That's
it's-
true.
Yeah. So yeah, I think that's a good if before you're 30, everyone should kind of go check
Mhm.
out, or even in 30, 35.
I was about to
40.
say, so then,
Explore.
if you're going by that method, it's a little too late for us.
Nah, it's never too late.
Yeah. No.
No.
It's always good to explore.
Yeah, yeah.
Explore the world you live in.
Yeah, dude, some of my friends play music. One of my good friends from high school, Sheldon, he goes by Channel Tres. And, like, he's, like, some, like, ghetto house music producer guy,
Cool.
and he's not even really, or at first he wasn't even popular here. Like out of nowhere, he just blew up in Australia and like
Oh,
in
yeah.
New Zealand and like other places. And now like his newfound fame of there has kind of reached out, and now he
Right.
can. Now it's over
Yeah.
here too, but like
I
you know
always
what I
hear
mean?
about those
Like,
stories, man.
like it didn't happen here. Like
Yeah.
he had to go somewhere else for it to
Yeah,
happen.
like
I want that
Yeah.
to happen to us.
I mean, and that's something that could happen to anybody.
yeah,
you know,
yeah, it's
so-
weird. You never know.
You never know.
yeah,
It's
because I
crazy.
always hear about that happening in like England or in Europe. A band gets big over there, and then they kind of bring it. It's like
Kings,
I
huh?
think it happened to Kings where they got big in. I'm guessing England
was
or
England,
something
yeah.
like that over there, and then they came over here. I can't imagine if.
Yeah, dude. I
But
would
that
like that.
takes
To,
you-
you know?
Yeah, it takes you to take that step, you know, to go over there and play some shows over there, or to go anywhere, you know, else other than your hometown, and that's a big risk. But
Yeah.
I mean, if
Take a
you-
chance.
Yeah, it's a chance, probably worth taking sometimes.
Yeah, yeah. Meeting the right people, you know, getting in the right
That
circles.
too, yeah.
You never
About
know. Like
timing,
you meet
too.
like 2, 3 like people. Like this is another thing about the internet and how it's fake. Like you can speak to
Uh-huh.
someone in person, like me. I think this is another reason why like this type of format, like us sitting down here chatting like face to face, is important
Right.
because we need that, and like people are craving that, you know.
Yeah.
So like, I think the more that we do that, the more that we'll be able to actually connect. Because on the internet, people are saying all kinds of stuff, you know, and like, but nothing ever really comes from it, you know. Nothing happens from it, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
People want these longer conversations. People want to see people face to face. They want to, you know. You can go on Instagram and you can have 100,000 followers. You could say something, and
Mhm.
everyone will praise you and do all these things, but like nothing will come from it. But you can
Right.
you can easily meet someone at a show, like I met David here, and then you know, next thing you know, like we're sitting down in a podcast.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
exactly.
Like it doesn't.
Yep.
It's weird.
It's
but,
that
like,
human
It's
connection.
a human
Yeah.
connection is
Yeah.
important. Like you know, you gotta have that. If you don't, like,
Yeah.
if it gets lost, imagine like the world is gonna be a
Yeah,
weird
imagine,
place.
yeah, yeah.
A
That's
weird
true.
place.
Yeah,
Imagine these kids, man. Like they're super far away from us already.
Yeah.
Their worlds are like
Oh, yeah.
million times different
It
from
feels
our
like
worlds.
it, right?
You know,
Yeah, for
like,
real.
but was it like that for us? You know?
To our
Yeah.
our parents. Or
What about
something,
our?
or
What about the generation before
Yeah,
us?
yeah.
Are they that much different from us? Like, are the new kids like? I feel like it's more. I feel like it's been
I think it
amplified
might be more,
by
yeah.
technology. You know,
Oh, yeah.
like
And the whole
technology is
social
crazy
media
these
thing.
days. Yeah.
Yeah.
So where's that? Like, you know, how are we supposed to like try and keep up with that as musicians? Or we're supposed to like, what do we do? You know?
I think we just incorporate it.
Because it is the
Incorporate it.
We
future,
have to
I guess, if
incorporate
you
it
want
and
to go
make
there.
sure we balance it at the same time, because we have to just use that technology to our own advantages. So how can we use it and apply it to what we're doing already? So work it together. That's what we should be doing. Some people get it and some people don't. So yeah.
Because I feel if a band is not gonna incorporate or go with the times, you know, they just get like just
Yeah.
forgotten. I mean,
There's
it's
all
tough.
kinds of people out there. Yeah.
But there is like, you know, the underground scenes or like or like those cult followings, you know, that people get. But I don't know.
I mean, I'm
tough.
not against it. You know, what I mean,
Yeah.
I go on the internet and I promote
Of
things and I
course,
do
yeah,
all
yeah.
these things
Yeah.
that everybody does. You know, it's kind of hard not to.
Yeah.
But that's the problem. Like, why is it so hard not to? You know, like,
Right.
you can almost like think of it as like an addiction, almost.
Yeah,
Like,
it turned
man,
into
what-
this
yeah, exactly.
monster, you know.
eventually you're like always looking at your phone,
Yeah.
you know, and like you're never not looking
Yeah.
at your phone, like,
It's true.
and it's like, like, did I go too far? You know, like,
Yeah.
yeah, it's a slippery slope, that
You know.
one, the internet. But, you know, you're probably right about balance. You know, like if you like keep the right amount of human interaction and the right,
Yeah,
because
sure.
things have come to me too from the internet. You know,
Yeah, of
if someone has
course.
reached out
Yeah, yeah.
that I've never met, you know,
Yeah.
like on the internet and been like, yo, like I'm interested, and I've reached out to people that I've never met, you know.
Yeah, that's true.
And to like to have them, cause there's it's an
It's both
easy way.
ways,
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel sometimes you have that what do you call it, like a wall, you know, or not a wall, but like restrictions. So you have restrictions. Say you want to hit up somebody that's not even here. You know, when you want to bring somebody here, you have to reach out a certain way. You know, so like that's what technology has done for us, being able to eliminate those barriers.
That's true. Yeah.
So it's eliminated a lot of barriers for us to kind of keep in contact with that same interaction that we want, which is human connection. So
Yeah, and David's a perfect example, like to talk about this and to go back to your question about our personal stories and our businesses or whatever.
Yeah, we didn't finish
Yeah,
that.
yeah. I just realized. Yeah, because he's starting like this whole company based around the community and music, and not only music, but incorporating everybody. So, I can imagine it takes both the human interaction and
Yeah.
the social media and connection through
Yeah.
you just gotta use your resources.
No, he
internet.
definitely he's a man of like multiple facets. I can tell, just because of the drive of him
Right.
willing to connect, to be on this
Yeah, yeah.
podcast, and like not like these days, like I don't appreciate like people being shy. You know, like so many people will not approach you because they think that this or that. You know, like
I'm that guy.
yeah,
I'll be honest.
I
Yeah.
appreciate guys like this because
Yes,
he
exactly.
like he's willing to put himself out there and take
Yeah.
risks, you know, and like
Yeah.
that's what it takes to be in business. Like
Yeah.
I've owned 2 other bike shops before, and I've done
Shit.
other things. I had a music studio before, and I've done like a lot of things. And the one thing
And
I
that
learned,
wouldn't
man,
happen if you didn't.
you gotta take risks,
Yeah,
man. You gotta take
exactly.
risks. You gotta be this guy. You gotta have
Yeah,
drive.
yeah.
You have to put yourself in like an arrow. You have to cut through places that you're probably not even supposed to even go
Yeah.
through. Like you're supposed to be like, nah, like why not? And then just do
Yeah.
it. You know,
Yeah.
no matter what obstacles, no matter what
that's
people.
exactly the word. Why not?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah,
tell
why not?
this guy like, why not?
That's
Yeah, yeah.
exactly right. Yeah.
Why not?
That's true.
So that's what you're working on, like a company for that.
Yeah,
Like,
so
cool.
actually, to talk about, I guess what I do is, I'm not only I'm a musician at heart. I love music, but at the same time, I think business just grew like in the future, just because my whole family background is business, and business is something I didn't really want to jump into. It was something I didn't really like, at the time. So I didn't want business and my passion in music to interfere, and then one day be like, I don't like music anymore because of business. You know, so I'm like, I took the risk of actually involving myself in the community, and I actually started with actually creating alternative shows, like, and I named the fucking brand Alternative Shows LA. I'm like, fuck it, I don't have any other fucking name for it, so I named I made it promoting like Alternative Shows LA, and I started
sometimes
creating.
simple's good. Yeah.
Yeah, so
because
not
it
only
gave it a location and the style of music in its own name. So if a band plays alternative and they're in LA, fuck, I'll hit this fool up. I'm gonna hit up Alternative Shows LA, and it worked out. I
yeah,
feel
and that's
like.
what happened, because a lot of people were like, oh, LA alternative shows, fuck it, I'll hit you up. So they hit me up for that shit. So whatever. Going back to how everything just kind of came together is just that I just kept going to shows. I kept involving myself in the network where music was happening, and I'm like, I just kept working along with Edwin. Edwin's another person that I've actually like worked with and more learned from as well. And he's actually
part of just the same
and
company.
so he's actually the guitarist for the band that I play with called Sons of Eli with him, along with.
Oh, you're playing a different band as well.
Also, yeah, I'm also along with Edgar. He's plays in that same band too. Raul and Joaquin. Edwin is another person that's been involved in the whole community, throwing shows in the metal community, and so I learned a lot from him. Basically, booking agencies and like big old concerts and stuff like that. So. Along with that, like I've learned a lot from him and the people that he's worked with for me to kind of bring up that new alternative genre of music into our LA community, especially our community, because it wasn't around. Like indie music was like, oh, you had an indie band, and then you had a ska band, then you had like a metal band, and it was all a mixture of music. I'm like, why not just have an indie rock alternative fucking show? Like that's what we need. So
I had some of those back in the day,
Yeah,
but they
so-
were like based in Linwood. They were tight, dude. I threw a series of like 20 shows. They were like they live in my memories, because they were just so hyphy.
Awesome.
Like yeah, for it just being like indie music, you never think that people really turn up like that but they do.
Yeah,
you know,
that's
they do.
cool. Yeah.
So I remember like a lot of music was kind of hitting. Like there was all these cover bands. There was a lot of people interested in like, I even tried to like unsuccessfully start an indie band myself, and I stuck more to the business aspect of it. I stuck more to the throwing the shows and
Nice.
finding the spots and because maneuvering, because I was already good at that, so I was like, well, I might as well stick to that. That's what I've always been a businessman, like in my blood, like even though like no one in my family really like has that in them, like I don't
That's
have any
awesome.
like guidance in like that direction, but I've always just done it
But
anyway.
you just feel it. It's a
Yeah,
feeling,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
It's
Like,
the
it's
same
like,
thing that
what?
happened. Like
Dude, that's cool. Man.
unconsciously, even though I come from a business background, I always kind of incorporated business in almost anything. So I'm like, you know what? Why not make this a business?
It's a way of
Fuck
thought.
it,
Yeah,
you know?
it's not like when people hear like the word business, like or they hear like entrepreneur, and like it's already like played out. There's so many people that say that
Right.
they're those things, but in reality, it's a way of thinking. You'll have
Yeah,
to.
it's just
It's a hustler. Like if you're a hustler,
Exactly.
born at heart. If you're just like a natural born hustler, you're always gonna make the same moves. You're always gonna be looking to make the smartest moves, the best moves.
Dude.
Like
taking the risk to see what it may
Exactly.
or may not happen.
yeah.
Basically.
Some people are like that. Some people think like that, and some people play it safe. And sometimes playing it safe is good too. Sometimes when you go too much off the other end, it could be problematic if you don't
Yeah,
have.
definitely.
Yeah.
You never know. Just like same thing will happen with the whole me having alternative shows LA now as a promoting booking company.
At the time?
At the
Because
time,
you're
I it still is.
Oh.
It's just that you could only go so far as being a one person. So then I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna re-envision it, and so I re-envisioned the whole thought. It took me a good year, like years of process, and not only just because it took long. It's just because I had a different vision. My vision was now a collective, and instead of calling it a collective, it's a collaboration. Just because a lot of us that are entrepreneurs and business people now, like you just want to work for yourself and individually build up a name for yourself. I wanted to eliminate that. I'm like, no, I don't want to be just me. I actually want to be us. I want to be a whole. I want to create an empire, and not only an empire for myself, but an empire with the people that I feel are passionate as well as professional and are really good workers, and also make good work.
Yeah, that's
So-
dope. Yeah, that's a good dream. It's a good vision.
Well, like Hiri.
And so I definitely did that, and I had people in mind, and I actually went to I scoped them out for 2 years, especially the people that are working with me now. I appreciate them so much, just because like I reached out, and I seen them work, and I actually individually. I hit them up there individually, like Ernie, ER Suarez. I hit him up individually. He was interested for my vision, down. Super fucking thankful. And then Joaquin was another person. He's the drummer for Sons of Eli. Like he was so down and stuff. And
with his JQ sound.
yeah, JQ Sounds now and stuff. Like
What is that? What is
He
that?
does engineering, live sound engineering, or anything that has to do with sound bass, like hook you up or
Oh,
engineering.
I do that as well.
Yeah.
You guys have an interest in that?
Yeah, definitely.
I set rigs for like large events,
Yeah, so
whether
that's
it's
what
a
he's.
stage rig, a DJ rig,
Damn, man.
I
And
have
he's-
20-foot bar rig.
And then he's
You do
also
a bunch of shit.
Big sound. I've been doing big sound for a long time, and that's mostly what I did in the Bay Area.
Yeah.
I wasn't really DJing like as a DJ performer. It's just the same. Look at Sneaky as well. Like he calls himself a DJ and an MC, but in reality, he's like so much more than those things.
Yeah.
You know,
Right.
like
Because
he
he's
doesn't,
trying to build a community too.
exactly.
He's doing a bunch of-
He's
And
the
that's-
same thing. He's
and
exactly what you're talking
and
about.
he's- and he's another person that's also my partner. He's actually does the media. He does the marketing side and consulting side of Fortnite Flair. So
apart from
apart from what he
his own
does,
stuff,
yeah. So
Right,
he's also
right.
connected with my company as well as JQ, and then everybody else came along by me also processing that, and they came with Frankie Valentine being one of the producers, actually one of the mixing engineers and master for
In our
this
new
album, this new album that's coming up. So it's Frankie Valentine that did the mixing and the
That's
mastering for our album, and then Flying Chimp came along, Abraham, so he does the drone work, and all of us together I brought along with Sneaky's connection with Miguel Luna for the Sela Arts Festival. We worked it, brought my whole crew. Joaquin did fucking DJ he did sound for the DJ booth, and then my whole other crew did cam along with Carlos Mejia. So I think I'm just trying to build a network where I have people that are capable of doing what they love to do, and then create that employment as well as be a part of something more and create that
And now it became
that
Yeah,
empire.
dude. Yeah.
So yeah,
Dude, this
so-
Sayla thing is a sleeper. Like,
yeah, it's crazy,
dude,
man.
like it's like creeping into everyone's little individual lives. Like next thing you know, it might become something greater than us. You know what I mean? Like
It's becoming. It's gonna be continue becoming more just because our culture and community is just keeps
the
growing.
more that people rep that particular four set of letters, you know,
Yeah.
and eventually people are just gonna know what it is. You know?
Southeast
So I think
LA.
for now,
Yeah,
it's like
yeah.
my
In case
whole
you
In
thing.
case y'all didn't know.
Yeah.
The whole thing is
Sell
my company is called Night Flare, and it's an entertainment media production company. We're basically have from like audio engineer.
Yeah, one
to
of your
like,
photographer dudes was out. I think I don't know if he works for you or something, but I think Night Flare at the Friday gig was taking pictures. It was like a skinny kid taking pictures.
Abe.
Yeah, and
on the drone.
no, yeah, actually, yeah, he had a
he's
drone as well.
he's
yeah,
actually
yeah.
part of our crew.
Oh, for
he's
sure.
our crew.
Yeah,
Abraham.
yeah.
Yeah, he's our crew. So he's my partner.
Oh,
in the whole
cool,
thing, so.
cool.
So it spans
Yeah.
from what? Like your company does what?
Yeah. Give us a roundabout of like the
Um,
whole thing.
So we do film, photography, drone work, sound, music videos to like sound engineering, even studio work to record if you have a band or album, hip hop, whatever it is, from producers to like studio engineers,
Photo shoots too. I
and
guess.
photo shoots also with Tony. You know what? Like I'm actually gonna announce him. Tony was down to actually say he's totally down with the vision, and now we have a photographer that does photography for us.
That's dope.
So we pretty
Officially.
dope. We'll
Good
be
shot.
officially, and he's actually the one that did photography for
Our most recent photo shoot.
most
Yeah,
recent photo shoot.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right about the one man thing. You try and do everything
Yeah,
yourself.
yeah.
It's too hard. You know. Like,
Yeah,
got
you
to-
can't do everything together. So I'm like, you know what? When I
can't,
had
no.
that vision, I'm like, there's no way I can do this by myself. I have to literally have partners, and we all have to grow together. This is an all even thing, so we're all
it's
doing it
hard to
also.
do things on your own.
Yeah.
Yeah, but sometimes like it could become like a lot of dead weight. Like if you don't select the right people to
And
you
it's
know,
okay.
for the
That
project,
too.
you know.
And it's I
And-
feel like I see that too, and it's okay because you learn. So I've had a couple people too in that same category, and then you just all you do is you just wait and give them opportunity, and then you just when it happens, it happens. You just let them go.
yeah, I feel that.
You know, it's
Yeah.
okay. You know, it's a learning experience, and I feel like it makes you a better person. Also, you get to learn from them and not to do that again. You know, so it's cool.
Learning
So
experience.
what else? Like, hey, I noticed you guys have some pretty fresh looking little watches there. What's going on there? Yeah,
That's a nice watch, huh? I still
I like that one too. I like that one.
Oh yeah, I got
It's
my
organic.
Wood, yeah, it's my wood watch that my wife gave me. It was awesome.
Oh, you're married?
Yeah, I'm married. Yes,
Damn.
I'm married 2 years. I've been with her 8 years before that. Yeah,
Crazy.
this guy's married too.
I just got married in March.
Oh,
guy's close to-
congratulations. Hey, apaga el teléfono.
Oh,
Yeah, what did he
Apágalo.
tell you?
Oh,
What did he
that's the
tell you?
wife. That's the
No,
wife.
I forgot to turn off my alarm for my vitamins.
Oh.
I take vitamins, guys. Damn.
He's
multivitamin.
responsible, man. Do you see
I
this?
take him in the morning.
I take them at night. It's easier for me.
I need to do that. I need to think about
hey,
that.
my wife pushed it on me, and I thank her for that because it gives me energy. You know.
It helps.
So here, I want to bring up some things on the screen here for everyone else to check out, just to give you guys some plugs
Cool.
for everything else we got going on here. We set this up for the viewers to kind of get a little more personal with you guys as a band.
Awesome.
So this is the Bandcamp where you can follow all of your previous work, but you're saying that this is gonna be a lot different. Your new
Your
stuff, right?
Oh
So-
yeah, compared to our old songs,
Compared to this stuff, yeah.
man. Like it's always me. Like I never like every time I meet a new person or something, I never like to.
You want to show them the new stuff.
I never like to promote the old stuff because I'm like, it's always cringe worthy for me. Like to, it's not about just hearing myself. It's like just like especially
Man,
compared to now. I don't know. I feel like
I
I want
I
people
think
to
what-
wait.
I think what we did in the past. I think what we did before. I think it was great. I think
I guess yeah.
it's just really being super picky about his voice. So just
Yeah.
don't worry about that stuff.
It's
Oh, I
it's
see,
not.
I
It's
see.
it's
You
him
know,
being
it's
picky
more-
on his
it's more of
voice,
a-
being
it's
picky
more
on
of
his
a-
lyrics, being picky on.
it's
like,
more personal to him.
Yeah.
For us,
I
it's more like
see.
we kind of see it of a whole perspective.
I used to be like that. I used to like make a certain remix or some track, and then I would play back and be like, "Oh no!" But then like now, like it's been such a long time that when I hear those tracks, like I'm happy to hear them. You know, I'm like, oh, like that's actually kind of cool. Like
Yeah.
that's what I was doing back in the day. You know, like
I mean, I enjoy
like a
every single
throwback.
track
Yeah.
we've done before.
I'm
This is all
probably-
great.
I'm
You
probably
know?
gonna feel like that after we release this album. you
yeah,
know?
then these will be throwbacks
And
for
then-
you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, but for now they're like
Yeah,
you're
right now, it's the only thing
It's
out
the-
there. So
yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
oh, like don't base our style off of these. But yeah,
dude. Yeah. And so you guys are on YouTube as well.
yeah.
So you have
So,
a few tracks on here. Hey, which one do you want me to play here? Tell me. There's 3. I'm gonna play one for everybody on the podcast to listen to. There's a lot of listeners as well, not just viewers. So
Awesome. Could be
whichever one you guys
in
want.
Moonlight, right? That's like
Yeah, Moonlight.
All right,
Moonlight
cool,
will be the
cool.
biggest.
All right. So here we'll let this one drop real quick,
Awesome.
and y'all can comment over it or whatever. It's all good.
Cool.
Yeah, there's one of the first videos we did with ER Suarez.
It's the first. I think it's one of the first videos he's ever done, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
man,
Yeah, so this was one of like
Shout out to Frank
and
Oh, yeah,
Antoinette,
Frank up there and Antoinette.
and Antoinette.
our actors,
as
professional
well as others
bodybuilders.
and joining. So other friends also were a part of this music video. So
Yeah.
it was pretty cool.
You had actors. That's so funny.
Well, it's friends of Edgar. I mean Ernie.
Along with this video, I mean, it also took a lot from Ernie, ER Suarez, to kind of put this together, just because the band was also very like, oh, I'm not too sure what are we gonna do. I'm like, you know what? First, they're like, let's just do it. What do you need? What do you want? He's like, I need this, this, and that. Like, all right, cool, guys, you need this, this, and that.
Tight.
Let's do it. Fuck it, do it.
Is that Dockweiler?
No, that's
This is
actually
this is
through.
like a venture from that to like Venice to Malibu all the way.
Oh, okay.
It's all done on PCH highway. Oh, PCH. No point for me saying highway. It's in the name.
You weren't kidding. He's a bodybuilder.
Professional bodybuilder. I'm pretty sure he gets paid for that shit.
For real.
No, that's how he makes his money.
Oh, look. Is that
The Stardust.
Is that the Stardust?
Oh, you know that place? And that used to be a main spot for us. too.
Yeah.
That's our stomping ground right there.
I have some memories there.
Wow, haven't seen this in a while.
I used to have long hair.
I see that.
That's our boy Snoopy on drums right there.
That's what Zig after the track. Yeah, Snoopy playing drums, but the person that recorded the drums on this track was actually Tony.
Yeah, get closer to the mic.
So
yeah.
like, we have Snoopy on the music video, but the drummer for the track is my brother Tony.
And that's Ivan.
Yeah, this is our friend. So all this was around that transition period of drummers and stuff.
How long ago is this?
2013.
Damn.
That was
that's a long
2015?
time.
2013.
Oh, 13. I was like, dude, it was further.
That's a long time still.
Yeah.
You know, they say that we change, like, our bodies are completely different every 7 years. Like, where all our cells are completely different cells.
That's interesting.
This was filmed at our friend David right here's house.
How many shots did they take of this?
I think we did
I don't remember.
like 42.
Like 40?
From this,
Like,
Just to get the right, you know.
Maybe a good 69, you know?
Yeah, so right here we have Frank, and then we got Marquise and Ivan.
Oh, Marquise was the
Those
boss
are
man.
Boss man.
Now, that cigarette scene right there
Oh, that's
was
a
like
cool movie.
40 times for sure.
Yeah? Crazy.
Got Pancho right here.
Oh, shit.
Oh, look at me. I'm dead.
How do you film this without getting arrested?
We actually wrote letters
We
to
did.
all the neighbors telling them that we were going to film and there's going to be, you know, guns around. So.
All the neighbors were aware.
like your boy's mercenary look. It's fresh. That guy.
Yeah, that's my pea coat.
It is?
Yeah,
It was.
yeah.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah. Ernie asked if I had one. I brought one.
A little bit of
The reggae vibe.
exactly. Yeah.
All these years, people
A
wonder
lot.
what's in that bag.
A lot of people put that label on us as like an alternative reggae band.
Oh, yeah.
But I think it's mostly because of this song. And,
No, we
and
can't
it was-
only blame only this song because back then we
But
did
it's not like people went to our shows.
No, but no. You gotta take in consideration though, like a lot of the
There's
songs.
a few people that went and
Yeah.
they actually they did consider.
And
you guys
a lot of
that.
But
people
it's
will
only
be
like
like-
2 songs that we've ever had like
Two,
reggae.
but it's not
Yeah.
how many. It's what people remember.
Remember.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
I get
right.
you.
Exactly.
And that's what it was. We were considered, and I remember we were a little annoyed by that. We were like, no, we gotta stop right now.
I know Chris was.
Oh yeah, Chris was annoyed by it.
That's probably his fault though, right? Since
Yeah,
he's
that like the ska stuff.
Yeah, y'all always blame me and stuff for all the ska thing, but I don't bring it in.
Like I really like that stuff. I'm pretty sure.
Well, I mean, I brought in the chords for this song, but
Yeah.
I didn't
Oh, yeah, this
I
was-
didn't bring in the little ska strumming at the end. That
Do you-
wasn't my idea.
Do you guys want to throw another one on there?
Let's
There's
see.
2 more right here.
We can try this.
You know
Queued
what,
up
dude?
for people to check
Self-seeker.
out.
Oh, you wanna do that
okay,
one?
yeah,
Yeah, we
yeah,
could do a
yeah. Let's do
Self-seeker.
that.
Awesome.
This
do
one was
Passerby.
actually collaboration with
Passerby
Nate
would
with
be a better
you.
one.
So this one was a collaboration with
That's your recorder
E.R.
there, right?
Suarez
Well,
and
that's true.
Ivan Oyasarbal. So
That's Napalm Monkeys, or E.R. Suarez.
Yeah,
Yeah,
this
so
was
you're-
like a gift to us by Ivan, wasn't it?
Yeah.
so basically Ivan was the one kind of taking lead on this, and then we had Ernie E.R. Suarez kind of work the production wise, and both of them just kind of collaborated.
So you guys been working for a long time then, yeah.
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 That's cool. You guys gonna film music videos for your new stuff?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's one particular scene in this video that I love, and I think everybody could agree on that scene. Her,
Oh yeah, yeah.
We'll
Yeah,
point
you'll
it
see
out.
It's on the solo.
yeah, during the solo.
I do want to say I love Ivan's take on the story of this song because he's going about it like a drug abuse kind of thing, and like I love it.
I like that there's stories behind this, behind the videos.
That's one thing I love about Ruli, that lyrically he has a story behind everything he writes, and I feel it makes it a lot more personal with people, you know.
Oh, it's right here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so I think right here the creative part of the
That's that
video
bridge
is
on
dope.
Southgate.
Yeah.
Everybody takes it. I have a picture there at that bridge.
It's crazy because I wrote this song. It's based off of a poem by Robert Frost. Is that book you saw in the beginning? And I told him that, and but it's about this old guy who's about to lose his life and who's trying to sell his feet to the devil and shit like that. And I really liked it, but he took it in his route where like, it's interesting to see other people's interpretation of lyrics and songs. It's cool.
love this effect as well. That's the thing of this video that always tripped me out. Like, that was just all in his head.
Pretty cool.
That's tight. Yeah, I like your guys'
Ivan
band
or
name too,
yours,
man.
Mother Rose. Oh yeah.
Mother Rose. I like it. You know?
Yeah, it's I remember having a lot of
No,
difficulty.
stop. No.
Whoosh.
Quit. Get out of there. No.
What happened?
I
You two
remember
will
having
just start
a-
doing things, you know?
I remember having a lot of difficulty trying to find a band name in those early days. But then
Who thought of the name? Yeah.
me.
Oh, that was you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was back when it was still just me, Chris, and then Edgar had just come on, and my brother. But yeah, I came up with the name because it's my grandma's name, but in Spanish we call her Mami Rosa, and so I just wanted to honor her in a way because I love I love how just straight up she is. Like, she's the realest person I know. If she's not having fun, she'll show it. You know, if she doesn't like you, she'll show it. I don't know, but like, just how, I don't know, how real and honest she is. I just like that aspect of a human being, you know, and
Yeah, it's a
and
dope
in
name.
life
It's a dope
and everything.
name.
So I just called it Mother Rose for her, and yeah.
Yeah, I like it, man. You know, it seems original. Seems like, and even though that's your like earlier work, like even the production value of, I mean, considering like the stuff that people were making at that time, you know, like some stuff I can't, like, it's just too
Yeah, that's
cringy.
awesome. Thank you.
But like,
Thank
but
you. I
that,
appreciate it.
like, even today, it still holds up. You know, like some stuff you can't look at anymore. Like even like even some of the stuff that we were listening to back in the day. Like you listen to it now, you're like, oh no. You know, you watch the video.
Oh, the music videos, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
the videos.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the production was like, I get. I
like
feel
even
you.
for all the like hardcore stuff that was popular back in the day, like all of like As Blood Runs Black and like The Devil Wears Prada, and all
like
that cool
overly
stuff.
ambitious.
Yeah, exactly.
Sometimes,
Yeah. Now we're just like over that phase and we can't look back at it, you know. So, but like that stuff,
feel ya.
like even though it's like older, like you can still look at it. It's still like, you know, it's not distasteful or
That's good,
anything.
man.
Yeah.
Thank you, man.
That's
Yeah, I
good.
appreciate that.
But yeah, anything else you guys want to like promote or let
Let's see.
anybody know before we close this one out?
Just
So
our upcoming
all we-
album, man.
all we gotta say is that we do have an announcement, and that announcement is gonna be basically we have an album coming out, guys, and this
Yeah.
album is gonna be called Ruby.
The Man in All My Stories.
And so
Yeah.
we're actually gonna be so you guys know, we're gonna be releasing a single in November, so just expect that.
Yeah.
You're the guy
So,
with the dates?
A new single coming out soon. It's from that album. The album's official name is The Man in All My Stories. We are gonna plan to release a second single before we do release the actual album. As far as a date for the album, are we ready to say that or not yet?
We don't have that yet.
Not yet, but it's
Okay,
coming.
okay.
But for sure I could say, early 2020.
We'll keep you guys in suspense still.
Yeah.
We're sorry about that.
Yeah.
You guys, me.
Oh,
No, but yeah,
Um,
but we are excited to release it, and apart from that album, we wanna play shows and perform those songs live. Cause every little show we've played so far in these past couple of years, we've been like, no, I want that first show back, you know, to be
yeah, dude,
full.
absolutely. Yeah, whenever you guys are ready, man, let me know. I definitely love to be there to witness your guys'
Awesome.
reveal,
Yeah,
you know?
for
And
sure.
like,
We are gonna have a listening party before we do an album release show.
Oh,
so
that too,
So
yeah.
that listening party is gonna include basically a free event, location still to be defined, and then from there we're gonna kind of just execute to kind of tell everybody and that's invited. And
That's dope.
actually everybody's gonna be invited, no matter who it is. You know,
Yeah.
so the point
Yeah.
is to have whoever's interested, whoever knows who we are, and then anybody that just wants to have a good time and get to know something new, it's gonna be invited.
Yeah, definitely want to check that out. Definitely want to check out the actual like drop. But besides like the upcoming album, is there anything else that you guys? Because there's no dates, so I can't really give people dates. But anything coming soon? Shows, anything like that?
Drummer.
Oh yeah. Well, like to speak more about our drummer problems.
We have drummer stories.
Like our drummer right now, current drummer, who is my brother. So like a bunch of life changes have been happening, well, to all of us, but especially him, and unfortunately he has to move away. And so it's gonna leave us looking for a new drummer. So I guess the announcement is that we are gonna start looking soon.
We're looking now, actually. Not start looking. We're looking. We're
looking.
announcing to you guys now that we're looking now
for drummer.
Yeah, we have
any
auditions
drummer
coming up.
out there, friends or drummers that have interest in our music, we're calling you out to hit us up. Interested to step onto the plate and audition. Hit us up. We'll reach out. And
when we reach out, we'll send you like a track or two, see if you.
And we'll get you guys involved to kind of get into the mix to see how this goes down.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Sounds tight. Yeah.
To try to find the best one that fits everything we're looking for, because it's gonna be an audition. We ain't fucking around.
There's
with
people
this shit
out there. There's people out there that are
Yeah.
good drummers. I know a few good drummers that tune in here and like are looking for different things, different projects to do.
Shoot them over.
Yeah, so we'll
see.
Yeah,
definitely. That's one good thing to put out there. Definitely. Yeah, good thing you didn't forget that one.
Yeah, no, almost did.
Yeah, man, it was really fun.
It's actually not almost did as more. It's really rough.
Yeah, it's
kind of rough.
To touch base on that. It's just that we have a lot of love, So for Tony, and it kind of brings us in a place where it's really
something
sad.
we don't want to do.
It's really sad.
We have
family,
to do.
you know?
It's really sad for him to go, and we understand the situation, and it kind of breaks us. It puts us in a place where like, bro, like we don't want to look for another drummer, man. We want you and shit, Like,
all right, chill.
And that's true. It's a lot of work to get it. Someone else.
It's like for Tony, we appreciate everything he's. I told him personally myself, like all the hard work he put into this album, the sweat, the blood, everything, the hours. Like we are beyond grateful for everything he's did. So it's hard for us to see him that he put in so much work into this, but we understand life happens, and we are beyond proud of what he's doing. And
we're happy for you, man.
Yeah, we're happy for him.
Yeah.
And we encourage them too, like, dude, it's better for you, it's better life, like do what you got to do, But it just sucks that we need to find another drummer, and we're losing a great drummer.
Yeah, man, life is crazy. You never know where it's gonna take you.
But we are gonna move forward.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
And that's the
and
point.
I'm glad you guys have the right, look at things. You're always, you're moving. So that's important. Some people, something like that happens, and like everything crumbles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's not gonna happen. Not in my book. No.
Yeah, but I'm glad to see you guys are so excited and still, doing things. But hey, man, it was actually like really fun having you guys here today.
Awesome.
Thank you, man.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
And thanks for the awesome conversation.
Nah, hell
man.
yeah, dude. Like this is lots of fun. And I don't know how long we've been going on for, but it's been a while. So.
Oh, and another thing, man, I love your room.
Thank you.
It's like
thank
awesome
you.
stories. Like it's some fucking Game Boys over here.
You have a lot of history here.
And
So
then some old iPods. That's so
and then
cool,
right behind
man.
us, there's a wall of records.
Yeah.
Badass.
Well, I do play records here and there.
And then right behind him, there's like
you
VHS
take
cassettes.
me back.
And
This looks like back in the 80s, or maybe even 80s to now.
90s.
It's cool, man.
Yeah, I wanna eventually move out to like an actual like location, much bigger space to like.
gotcha.
But when it warrants like the need for it,
Right,
then I will.
Yeah, of
so
course.
like I've only been down here for not too long, so yeah.
All in the
exactly,
process
yeah.
and
Dude, it was
progress.
awesome.
Yeah, so for what it is now, I think it's all right.
It's a
but
beautiful studio.
yeah,
it's
definitely
really
want to
nice.
grow with you guys. With everyone
For
that
sure.
has joined us on this podcast. Want to
Yeah.
build a family.
There
So
we go.
like,
Yeah.
the whole point of this is exactly what you were saying. Like we're just trying to build a family between different people, different connections, and we want to bring our
network.
circles together.
Yeah.
And if like I don't know where this is gonna take off to or where it's
We
going,
don't know.
but wherever it's going, like I'm happy that you guys are on this journey with me. You know what I mean?
Thank you for
Awesome.
having us,
Yeah,
man. It was a
absolutely,
pleasure.
man,
for sure.
y'all. Everybody, check out Mother Rose. Check them out on Bandcamp. Check them out on YouTube,
Bandcamp, YouTube,
Instagram,
iTunes, all that stuff.
everything,
on your
everything.
PlayStation, on your
Anywhere.
Xbox.
And coming soon, new album.
For sure.
Yep.
All right, we're
The men and all
signing
our
off.
stories.